So a question I get asked frequently is about the security and safety of using credit cards for payment. Credit cards for payment, there's physical payments where you're actually in person making a purchase, and then online payments. Let's talk about physical payments. Physical payments, the question I get asked is, David, is it safe to use tap versus putting the card in and having to type in my PIN? My recommendation is anytime you have the opportunity to do tap, that you tap your credit card, because no camera or person going and doing some shoulder surfing over top of you, or cashier, or a little PIN pad thing sometimes they have where they record your PIN, those are all going to be not possible if you're just tapping your credit card. And no, your PIN code is not transmitted when you do a tap. It's only the credit card number for doing the payment. You're not giving away that confidential piece of information so that somebody could compromise it. Now let's talk about online payments. Very different. Do you use your credit card online to make a payment? My recommendation is I avoid it at all cost if I can, unless it's a very trusted source and I know that I'm making a very secure connection. I'm not doing this in no internet cafe, and I'm not doing it over public Wi-Fi sitting at Starbucks or Tim Hortons or some coffee shop. No, what I'm doing is making sure that I am using a VPN connection. It's a secured encrypted tunnel. I have a video on that if you want to go and look at my recommendations on VPN providers that you should use for virtual private networks. I'm also making sure that there's that little lock symbol on my web browser. It says HTTPS and it says secure, to make sure that the information between my web browser and the web server at the other end is encrypted. And if I have a choice, I am not putting in my credit card number into that form. What am I doing? I'm using some kind of tokenized payment system, like PayPal. That's why I like PayPal, because PayPal has the ability to do a one-time authorization of a payment to a vendor. They don't get your credit card information. They cannot go and charge it again and charge your PayPal account for other charges, unless, of course, the vendor that you went and subscribed to has you doing a recurring payment by PayPal. And that'll be very obvious to you. It'll come up on the screen and it'll say, are you sure that you want to authorize a recurring payment for, the current payment and future payments? No, you want to make sure that you're doing a one-time payment. If by chance you did a recurring payment on PayPal, you can go into your settings of your PayPal account, review all of the recurring payment merchants that have access to your account, and you can disable them. I do that very frequently, probably once every month or two. I review everything on there and I disable anything that is set for authorized access to my account, because I want to make sure that I know and have control when I give out money from my account and I make an online payment. It's another reason to use gift cards, to use anything online where you're not giving out your information of a card. That's what bothers me, is that credit cards are too easy. Once you know the credit card number and you know the expiry date, generally speaking, that's enough in a lot of cases to go and make online purchases. The black market for credit card numbers is quite prevalent right now, and you want to make sure that you have enabled credit card alerts on your credit card as well, so that anytime a charge goes through from your credit card, that you get notified right away by email or text notification. Most credit cards allow this ability. I have enabled it on all my credit cards, and it tells me. I could be sitting at a cashier and charging my credit card, and immediately I get an alert right away. It's very quick that it's been used. The reasoning that it's good is because if something bad has happened, then you can immediately shut it down or call your credit card company and say, that's an unauthorized charge, and avoid the pain that comes with going and contacting all of your pre-authorized companies that have your credit card. So on that note, another tip, use a second credit card for your online purchases. If you actually need to use a credit card and you can't tap it and you can't go and use something like PayPal or some other token-based payment system, I would recommend that you have a second credit card with a low limit. The purpose behind that is if that credit card gets compromised, they can't do much with it. It has a low limit, $500 or $1,000. Also, if you cancel that card because it got compromised and you need to get another one, it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect you going and contacting all of your accounts that have your real credit card number, your main credit card number, for pre-authorized purchases. Perhaps you're traveling. When you travel and you need to use a credit card for payment, which I would be very careful with when you're in a country that is unknown to you, again, you could use your second online credit card for those purchases that are questionable, because again, if it gets compromised, it's not your main credit card that has all your pre-authorized payments associated with it. These are some tips that you can use if you are doing physical in-person credit card payments or online purchases, or you're traveling in another country, or if it's unknown to you, because you want to make sure that you safeguard yourself against the inconveniences of dealing with a compromised credit card.